Hope you all are doing fine and preparing for your IELTS very well. Welcome back to our channel IELTS Winner, and today we are back again with one more ready to use template for 7.5 plus or 7 plus band, and that is for the question agree disagree essay type. Yes, it is one of the questions that you feel very difficult, that whether I have to agree or disagree. I would recommend, as I have got 8.5 in my IELTS writing, I would suggest you to take a clear stand whether to completely agree or completely disagree. Either for the question agree, disagree, or to what extent you agree or disagree, both take one side and go with that instead of going for partiality, because that confuses the reader as well as you as a writer. So take one clear side and do. If and this template will guarantee help you to get 7 plus band if you are clear with some good ideas. This will have the all criteria, that is the 4 criteria needed to get the 7 plus band in your IELTS essay. Yes, the task achievement, the cohesion, the lexical resources, as well as grammar accuracy. But yes, do not use it blindly. Whenever you are including your ideas, be clear that you are using it appropriately. So without any delay, let's start with our introduction paragraph. So first thing is introduction paragraph that we have to include in any of our essays. So in this agree disagree, we are going to do the same. For your helpful preparation for IELTS, we have given some best book links in our description box. So do go and check these books. That will be helpful for getting 7.5, 7 plus band in your IELTS exam. Okay, so as we all know, we should include 3 statements in our introductions, that is general statement, thesis statement, and your opinion. Because this is agree disagree, we are definitely going to give our complete and one side firm opinion in the introduction itself. Okay, so you should clearly say whether you agree or disagree. Clearly take one side in introduction. If you are going for partiality and you are sure that your answer is not going to look like discuss essay or advantage disadvantage type, then you can go for partiality. But as an exam taker, I have taken my exam, IELTS exam, as you all know, and I would suggest that for better task achievement mark, take one complete side, either agree or disagree. Okay, so these are the 3 statements. So in this concurrent world, so in this existing or current world, whatever is the essay topic like art, science, online learning, or sports sponsorship, or whatever it is. Okay, so for example, if we take art learning, so in this concurrent world, learning art is an inevitable topic. Okay, so it is an inevitable topic, unavoidable topic. Few ethnic groups postulate that. Okay, so few groups, instead of saying some people think, a few people opine, we say few ethnic groups postulate. Postulate means suggest or assume. So few people assume that art should be included in schools or art should not be included in schools, whatever the question is. Okay, whatever the thesis statement, the paraphrase version of the question prompt, you have to write in this place. In the rephrase question, here you are going to write whatever the question prompt is. So few ethnic groups postulate that learning art in school is essential. I vehemently accord. Okay, I vehemently means firmly. I firmly accord, agree, or disaccord, disagree. Okay, so if you agree, you will write I vehemently accord with the given statement, that is art learning should be given in schools. I vehemently disaccord with this given statement, that means I do not think, I disagree that art should be included in school. So what, write your question prompt, whatever your question prompt is, according to that you have to say whether you agree or disagree. If you have paraphrased the question in a way which is opposite of what the question is saying, for example, if the question says some people think online learning should be included in schools, and here you are saying that few people do not few people agree that they should be sent, art should be given in the schools, and then you say that I disagree, then you are saying the opposite things. Okay, So you have to be very clear. Whatever the rephrased question is, okay, you have to agree or disagree to your way of saying the question. So if you have written exactly the same thing from the question, okay, then you will say agree or disagree. If you have paraphrased it in a negative way, in a parallel expression, in an active passive, something which is a slight different to what the question is saying, then be clear whether the paraphrase version should be agreed to or disagreed to. Okay, so what I mean by this is agree or disagree to the rephrased question, okay, not to the question. You have rephrased the question in your own words, which might be slightly different from the question prompt of the essay. So agree or disagree to the word, the sentence that you have given in your thesis statement. Okay, so I vehemently agree or disagree, accord or disaccord with the given statement. This essay will propound. Okay, this essay will propound means put forward, explain, give example. This essay will propound my accordance, my agreement. Okay, accordance means agreement. This essay will propound my agreement, accordance, along with credible example. Credible example means suitable example, apt examples. So this is your introduction, your general statement, your thesis statement, and your opinion statement, which clearly says whether you agree or disagree. Moving on to body paragraph 1. Now, when you agree, then both your paragraph should be about the agreement points only. Okay, if you have any doubt about the agree disagree structure of essays, do go and watch our agree disagree structure video from the channel. The link will be given in the description box. You can click and see how you should write agree disagree essay type. Okay, so if you agree, your both paragraph should be about agreement points only, not disagreement points. Don't confuse the reader. If you say I completely agree, why do you want to say the disagreement points? It's very simple and clear. Okay, so if you agree, go with 3 agreement points, 2 in body paragraph 1 and 1 in body paragraph 2. So totally 3 agreement points in 2 body paragraphs. If you disagree, then 3 disagreement points in 2 body paragraphs. Do not take the side, do not write about the other side of the question. Agree means everything should agree. Disagree means everything should disagree. So your first body paragraph, you are going to give 2 support points, that is 2 agreement points. Why you agree? So these 2 agreement points are the reason that I agree, or these 2 disagreement points are the reason why I disagree. So you will have a topic statement that will clearly say this paragraph is what. So the chief rationalization for my agreement. Okay, the chief rationalization means explanation. Okay, the chief explanation for my agreement or disagreement comes from heterogeneous points, means various, numerous points. Firstly, now my first agreement or disagreement point is, firstly, the most discernible nub is. So discernible means distinguished. Okay, something quite different. So the most discernible nub means point. The most discernible nub is, and then you will give your first agreement or disagreement key point, whatever your agreement. So art should be taught in school. So firstly, the most discernible nub is, it brings out the emotional balance of a child. So emotional side is my first agreement point. This emotional side is the reason why I think art should be included in school. Now I need to explain it. Every point should be explained. You cannot leave any point unexplained. You have to explain and justify it with example to clarify it properly, and then you will clarify how emotionally. So when a child is introvert, he may not express his real feeling, but through art, when he draws or when he writes, a person can know what he wants to tell. So explanation. Then an optimal example, a clear example. An optimal example for this can be, and then you give some example which blah blah blah. Okay, so this will make it a complex compound sentence, which is very essential and shows your grammar range. So an optimal example for this can be a child who draws very beautifully about things which he cannot express. Okay, thus making other people realize what he is going through, something like that. Then my first point is given. I have explained it and I have given example to justify it. Now my second point, another paramount ground. Paramount ground means another most important ground for my belief. So another paramount ground for my belief is, and then you will give your second agreement or disagreement point. And now you need to explain. No one can deny that art is nowadays appreciated a lot. That is why people should learn it in school itself, something like that. So whatever your support or disagreement point is, you need to explain it. Each paragraph should have one example. So I have given example for point 1, so I'm not giving for point 2. You can give for either point 1 or for point 2. It depends upon you. Okay, so this is our body paragraph 1, and introduction, that is a topic statement, to agreement or disagreement point, whichever side you are taking, and then explain it and give one example. Next is our body paragraph 2, where we are going to give one agreement or disagreement point. Because we have to keep the count of 250 words, we are taking it 3 agreement points. If you think that 3 agreement points still is not taking you to 250 word count, then you can go for 2. So totally 4 agreement or 4 disagreement point. But if you have explained properly all the 3 points with proper explanation and justified examples, then you will get around 250 to 265 words for sure. So you can stick to this template. So one more rationale to substantiate my crux, that is substantiate my point. So one more rationale to substantiate my crux is my third agreement point. Whatever the agreement or disagreement point is, the third point. Okay, I'll give that, and then I will explain the third point. It is deemed that, and then I will explain. Dash, for instance. This again, instead of writing for instance blah blah blah, a phrase and a simple sentence, I am making it a complex one to give a boost to our grammar sentence structure mark. So uh, art exhibitions, for instance, are growing day by day, hence increasing the revenue for an artist, something like that. So whatever your key point of your example is, write the keyword here. Okay, and then give for instance. So art exhibitions, for instance, IPL, for instance, is sponsored by many businesses, leading it to become one of the famous franchise in the world, something like that. So whatever your keyword of the example is, write that and then go on explaining it, how it helps the explanation of your agreement or disagreement point 3. So dash, for instance, blah blah blah. These are some top-notch concrete reasons. No, now I'm concluding, after explaining and justifying all the 3 points, I'm concluding that these are some top-notch concrete reasons, that is firm reason for agreeing, disagreeing to presented argument. Next is our conclusion. So our conclusion, you have to write 2 lines. Okay, so start with the phrase to conclude, to in a nutshell the overall picture, whatever it is, and then write 1 line about the disagreement side or the agreement side. So 1 line about the opposite side, which you have not written in your essay. So if you have written that art should be taken in school, then just write 1 line that although there are reasons to avoid learning art in school, just 1 line about the opposite side. Okay, so although there are reasons or although there are negative points of sponsoring a sport, I agree that, something like that. Okay, so you just have to write one line about the other side of the question. Okay, so if you agree, just one line about the disagree point, and if you disagree, one line about the agreement point. So the overall picture, therefore, from the above disquisition means discussion, unravels. Okay, unravels means opens, explains the kernel of the important part. Okay, so the overall picture, therefore, from the above essay explains the important part of art learning, something like that, the keyword of the essay. Although blah blah blah. So here I will write the opposite side. If I have written that art should be given in schools, I will say although there are some negative sides of learning art in schools, I wholeheartedly grant. Grant means agree. Okay, and gainsay means disagree. So whatever your side is, you will write that. So I wholeheartedly agree with the given statement, or I wholeheartedly disagree. So I wholeheartedly grant with the given statement, or I wholeheartedly gainsay with the given statement, and have explained the same in above paragraphs. Okay, so I am saying that although there are some good things, or although there are some bad things about the keyword of the essay, I wholeheartedly agree or disagree with the given statement and have explained the same in our paragraphs. So I have written two statements which clearly says my opinion and what the essay discussed about. I have covered all the parts of the question. By writing this one line, I have even covered the other side of the question. So I have answered all the parts of the question, and it has compound complex statements, so it is also good grammar structure. I have included some good lexical resources, and also some cohesive words like the overall picture, although. Okay, all these things, so all the flow criteria are covered. So this is a good conclusion which includes all the 4 marking criteria of our IELTS essay. Now, using the template, here is an sample essay. Okay, so as well as money, making money, business also have social responsibility. So apart from making money, businesses also have social responsibility. So do you agree or not? So I think yes, they agree. So my whole essay, if you see, it's about the agreement point only. I have agreed that they have social responsibility. So instead of the dotted places, I have included the green lines are all my points. So if you see, I have said in this concurrent word, social responsibility by business world. So social responsibility, business social responsibility. So I have added business world, as I have no idea about the synonym, maybe social responsibility. I have added some word to give a variation, as it is very important to paraphrase the question. So social responsibility by business world. Business also have social responsibility. So I have given a passive voice, I have made active to passive voice, and also I have given a slight variation to show that it is a paraphrase version of the question. So in this concurrent world, social responsibility by business world is an inevitable topic. So it is unavoidable topic. Few ethnic groups postulate that big companies should consider social help apart from making profit. So now I am giving the thesis statement. So here it says apart from making money, they should also be socially responsible. So I am also saying that some people postulate, suggest that big companies should consider social help apart from making profit. So it's a paraphrased version. And then I am saying I accord. Okay, I vehemently accord with the given statement. If you don't agree, you will say I vehemently disaccord with the given statement, and this essay will propound my accordance with credible example. Then I am going to explain, give example, and support that thing. The chief rationalization for my agreement comes from heterogeneous points. Firstly, environmental protection. Okay, so first thing is environmental protection. They should give environmental protection. Now I need to explain how environmental protection. To clarify it properly, factories emissions and the irresponsible disposal of industrial waste results in serious environmental degradation in many places around the world, and hence it's their duty to take action to reduce this habit. Because they are polluting the environment, it is their social responsibility to save the atmosphere for future generations. So I'm saying yes, it is they should help in social causes, and one first thing is that it's their duty to save environment because they are the one who are polluting it by irresponsible disposal of industrial waste. Okay, so this is why it is their responsibility, because they are polluting, it's their responsibility to reduce it. And then I'm giving an example. So an optimal example for this can be installing waste treatment system. So how can they do this? They can install a waste treatment system to avoid discharging waste in rivers and air, saving the surrounding. Then another paramount ground for my belief is enterprises making huge profit should give back to the community through charitable donations and financial scholarships. So another thing is that because they are earning too much profit, it is their social responsibility. It is their they should self-evaluate and give that profit, some amount from their profit, to the charitable trust or for scholarship programs, something like that, to help benefit the people also. No one can deny that these firms gain humongous amount of revenue. So of course big businesses have very much revenue, therefore if they distribute in destitute people, so if they distribute it in destitute people means poor people, it will help in building a prosperous and literate society. So if they give that amount from only small amount of profit to these poor people, it will help them to live a prosperous life, and also for education because scholarships are given. So I have explained 2 points. One is that it is their responsibility to save environment, and also because they earn too much money, they also can share it with poor people, thus helping them to become literate and have a very good prosperous life. And then the third argument point is one more rational to substantiate my cruise is a major proportion of the national budget is constituted by the taxes paid by companies, because they pay too much taxes. Okay, if they are earning profit, it is their obligation to pay taxes to government. With that money, the government can do many good things for the economical development of a country. So I will explain again that how that taxes. It is deemed that the more money they make, the more taxes they will pay for the government. The average tax for profitable companies in India, for instance, is much higher than the correspondence global figure, which were used for huge production of vaccines, helping the whole world. So I'm saying that rational substance is that they earn too much money, and hence the tax paid is also very much, and the more they earn, the more tax they will pay, and this will help the government in doing various things. And then I'm giving example that average tax paid by profitable companies, for instance, was more than the global world, and this tax was used to produce vaccines which help everyone in the world. Okay, so these are some top-notch concrete reasons for agreeing to the presented argument. So if you see, I have included my points clearly with grammatically, which fit grammatically into my template, and also I have not made it very simple. I have given some good lexical resources. I have given linkers and phrases, that is cohesive devices. So these, in your explanations and examples, it should not be very plain. It should also have some good lexical resources and phrases to give it a 7.5 plus band. The overall picture, therefore, from the above distribution unravels the kernel of social active participation of commercial people. So these are the ways it shows how socially responsible they should be. Although successful and profitable businesses are fundamentally important to boost economy, although they are fundamentally to get money and make profit, I wholeheartedly agree with the given statement, that is that it is their responsibility, and have explained the same in above paragraphs. If you want, you can clearly say here as well that I wholeheartedly grant with the given statement that they are socially responsible and have explained the same in above paragraph. If you want to make it more clear, you can write it. But the given statement here in our essay was this, so it is evident that I am talking about that given statement. So this is the sample that has been used with the given template, and it is 7.5 band essay. Okay, so it can also get 8 if you include much more high fancy lexical resources, but I have kept it a bit simple, because if you use too much lexical resources, again it is not very coherent and cohesive essay. So use lexical resources as per the requirement, don't overuse it. I hope this essay template was easy. Now you have an idea on how to write agree disagree essay. For many more things, subscribe to our channel IELTS Winners and visit our site ieltswinners.net and see other templates and other listening and writing ideas, tips to get 8+ band. See you in the next video. Bye bye.